These are the top 5 mistakes I see people make when planning to build a custom home and how to avoid them so you save money. I'm Josh. I'm the founder and CEO of The HUD Company, a company that focuses on modern mountain homes, and Groupthink Architects, an architecture and interior design firm focusing on residential projects. Over the last decade, I have seen people build successful projects, and I've seen some disasters during construction. Planning a home isn't hard, but it is complex, especially if you're trying to do it alone without the proper information and planning strategy. Here are the biggest lessons I have learned when planning to build a custom home. We focus mainly on building homes out in the country, and one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of people make is that they start designing their homes without having a property. Spending money buying stock plans online without first understanding their land because they don't yet have one. A home must answer to factors such as sun orientation, the slope of the land, and existing trees. For example, if you force a home design for a flat lot onto a slope lot, your foundation cost may explode. Or if you orient your driveway to the north, you might always end up having a sticky snow on your driveway because the north never gets sun exposure, especially on cold winter days. To avoid a costly build, always make sure to have your land before designing a home. If you buy a stock plan, always ask for customization so the project is redesigned to fit your property. Even though customizations may look like an expense, great design adds value to your home and will help you save money during construction. Mistake number 2 is buying land blind or not fully understanding it. It is not enough to just go out there, walk the land, and decide to purchase it because the pricing is great and has amazing views. It is important to understand where can you build and how much of it can you build on it. Are there any trees that cannot be taken down because they serve a protected species? Always ask the seller if they have a lot survey so you can understand easements and setbacks. This lets you know where you are able to build and if the land is actually big enough for the project you have in mind. Using these items helps you make the right decision, but it also helps you negotiate a better deal. Mistake number 3, if you purchase land and don't yet have a soil report, get one. This is key so you can understand what type of foundation is best for your project. So you need to ensure we're able to dig without any surprises. Is it limestone? Is it sandy? You need to know if you can prep the soil to receive your project without any future issues. Many times I have seen people skip this part and build on soft land without properly prepping it, only to have huge foundation problems down the road. If you're buying land and your seller doesn't have a soil report, a good practice is to ask neighbors close by, ask them how their experience was building on their lot. What foundation do they have? Have they have any problems with water, sinking, or foundation cracks? Another big mistake is to budget a home based only on a calculation of how many square feet you are building. The square footage won't always determine the pricing of how much your house will cost. It gives you a range, but it's not the same to build a 2,000 square feet home with tile floors, Marvin windows, flat roofs, and a crawl space foundation compared to a 2,000 square feet home with carpet floors, builder grade windows, gable roofs, and a slab on grade foundation. Although the square footage is the same, the result isn't. Once you have your land and have designed the home, it is important to have a detailed enough architectural plan to code your home with. A big tip here is discussing budget goals early is important so your architect or designer understands where you can splurge and where you can be saving money. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is working on their home projects solo. I understand the design prices, consultations, and hire an architecture firm may seem like an expense, but our job is to help avoid mistakes like the ones I just listed. If you're building a patrimony for your family with your lifetime savings, always invest in an architect. First, to ensure you have a proper design for what your need and desire. Second, to ensure you avoid costly mistakes. And third, if you ever decide to sell, design adds value. A well-designed house, the prettiest on the block, will always sell over market value and at a faster rate. Design does matter, so always hire an architect. It doesn't matter how big the firm is, or at the very least, hire an architect as a consultant to ensure you're not going blind into what could potentially be one of the biggest projects of your life. These are the main mistakes and recommendations I would give any of my friends and family looking to build a custom home. If there are any other questions, you can always leave them in the comments and I can make a short video about it or reply private on an email.